Greetings, entrepreneurs. My name is Michelle Riley, aka the Savvypreneur, and I'm here today to give you some tips on creating content and content buckets. So if you have not followed my other videos, then you can go ahead and click up here and you'll be able to see my latest video on creating content. So let me talk today about content buckets. So this way you will understand the different components that you can bring to the table with your content to help your audience. Now, I know a lot of entrepreneurs when they first start out in the digital space and they know that they have to come up with content, they struggle because they believe or they feel as though, well, if I put so much content into my free offers or to a blog or videos, then what will they pay me for because I've, given it all away. So I want to let you understand that your business is just not one component. Your business has many different components to it that makes up what it is that you do. Let me give you this type of scenario. When you look at any type of famous blogger or business owner, what they're basically telling all of their online audience is they're not being specific to a certain type of business or industry. They're basically telling you how to grow your followers through maybe Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. So they're basically letting you know, get your content out on these certain platforms, but they're not giving you really behind the scenes or bringing it down to if you are a fitness coach or you're a business coach or a lifestyle coach. They're not telling you basically the inner workings of what it is that you bring to the table. Why? Because they don't know that. So the only advice as far as what they can kind of give you is how to basically put your content out there and how to do it in a way that garners you engagement. Now, I'm not going to say that people can't give you advice on your business because maybe they've gone through that type of business and they can do that, but that's what people get paid for. So when you know that people get paid for creating strategies, creating different types of like blueprints for your business and mission statements, they get paid for that. So a lot of times people are not going to give you everything that you need to get you to an end result because that's why they're in business. They are either a business consultant, so they're going to help you to put those processes in place. They're going to help you monitor and make sure that you understand how the inner workings of what you bring to the table work online. So this way you can now bring your expertise to that platform. So again, let me say this. When it comes to different content buckets, and I'm going to use two different examples. So let's use a fitness trainer. So when we look at a fitness trainer, their whole goal is to help their audience or their target demographic to get fit. Now, there's a lot of people who want to get fit, but not everybody wants to get fit the same way. Some people don't want to lift weights. Some people just want maybe to tone their arms, tone their legs, or their behind. So they're going to basically look at videos that's going to help them with the specific areas that they want to enhance. So that's what their fitness trainer is going to do. They're going to say, I'm going to put out this content for this month, maybe for, let's say, the month of December. I'm going to focus on helping my target audience, women who have trouble with their stomachs and, they want to get nice toned stomachs, flat nice abs. So I'm going to put together some trainings, maybe, I don't know, maybe 10-minute, 15-minute trainings that's going to help them with those problem areas. So do you see, they have so many different other type of exercises that they can bring to the table for their audience, but basically they're just honing in on one type of exercise that's going to help one part of their demographic, and it could be mostly women, right? So now the other part of that, what they're going to do, if they want to monetize that, then they can say, I want to make sure that the women not only are getting these exercise tips, but I'm going to put a program together and I'm going to put different ways that they can exercise. Maybe if they have an injury and they can't maybe do sit-ups, so I'm going to show different variations of this exercise, and then I'm going to include with it a recipe plan or some type of eating plan or, a shake. So this way they now have all of the things that they need to get to their goal. So this is how you monetize your content. You can give away certain key points of your what you bring to the table, but you package it up for those who now want to go that extra step. Again, They included a meal plan. They included variations of that exercise. They are making sure that their target audience is getting what it is that they need because they condensed it in a package that is just for them. Now, someone will come in and opt in at that point, especially if they say, wow, I'm getting not only, the different variations, I'm getting a meal plan and, different, protein shakes and drinks of that nature. And then also, I'm able to do it in the comfort of my home. But then they can even step it up a level and say, listen, if you want a personal trainer, I can train you, I can coach you. I know we're living in COVID right now, and maybe it's in a way not possible, but there's ways that you can do that. I mean, you don't have to be right up on a person. There is social distancing even with training your target audience, if that's the field that you're in. But again, you can do a Zoom, you can do certain different ways that you can show up to help make sure that your target audience or your target customer is getting what they need from you. So that's called a content bucket, meaning that fitness trainer has more different types of exercises in his repertoire. It could be him or her. It could be helping the women get a flat tummy, maybe toned arms, legs, back, maybe those who want to do weight training, those who want maybe, a specific type diet to help them to get to their weight goals. So the same thing with you. You have to put your content in different buckets. So this way, you know what it is that you bring to the table. Now, let me use another type of example. Let's use a business coach. Now, as a business coach, or maybe even a consultant, if that's you, then you know that there's different components that you help your audience. So what does a business coach do? They help their audience to get clear on basically what their goals and objectives are. If you are sitting down with, say, a client, and the first thing that you're going to ask them is, what is their vision for their business? What is their mission statement? So you're going to find out some really key information about them so you can help formulate a strategy for them. But if you're on the other side and you're trying to get customers, you're going to put out there how to put a strategy in place. Basically, it mostly will be a social media strategy because you don't know the inner workings of those who are watching you. You don't know what type of business they're in. You don't know what type of, field that they're operating in. So the advice that you could bring them, and I'm getting ready to give you a key point in a minute. The advice that you could bring them is how to grow their social media presence, how to brand themselves, how to put themselves online, how to show up consistently. But if you know that you're specifically speaking to, let's say, human resource people, people who have experience with human resources, then you're going to make your messaging around those type of people. You're going to say, hey, all my human resource people out there, this is for you. This is the content that I have for you. Or maybe you're helping someone who's a virtual assistant and showing them how to get clients. You're going to be very specific. This content is for those virtual assistants or aspiring virtual assistants out there. So I'm going to show you how to set up your agency. I'm going to show you how to put certain key things in place. So you're giving them content based on what it is that can help them now grow their business, grow their following. So you're putting content out there in a way that is actionable, that they can utilize it and see a result of that. And you're making sure that you're also monetizing it. Don't think that because you're doing certain trainings, maybe you have a Facebook group or a business Facebook page. Take those recordings, especially if you know they have high value content, and download them. You can download them onto your computer and make it into a mini training. If you have them organized in a different, in a what I would say systematic way, you can now package that and you can offer that maybe as a freebie to get someone to sign up for your email list. And then you can now take them down the path of helping them get more clear or helping formulate a strategy for them. Because the key goal that what you want your audience to do is you want them to look at you as an authority in your space. You want them to look at you as, I know how to help an entrepreneur get from step A to step B, and I have the tools to help them get there. So don't get overwhelmed when it comes to creating content. Basically do a brain dump. If you know the business that you work in and you know what I would say, the field, the niche, then start writing it down. And let me give you one more tip. So now that I'm on a roll, say that you are someone who loves to bake. You just love to bake cupcakes, all different types of different type of, desserts. So how your content can come across is, one, I'll show content on how to make a birthday cake. Maybe I'll show content on how to make a specialty cake. Maybe it has some type of, character on it, cartoon character on it. There's so many different categories when it comes to baking or cooking that you can never exhaust it. And you can even do it for maybe those who are gluten-free, who can't, take gluten-free products. So you can do a gluten-free version, a vegan version. So there's so many different forms of content that you may have not realized, but you have to sit down and you have to now strategize of what type of content you want to give to your audience. And my last tip that I'm going to give you, because I want you to be so clear, and I don't want you to get overwhelmed in the process. And let me kind of structure it in the way when I do my content. I'll go and research basically what my target audience is looking for. Most of the times they're looking for how to grow their email list, or they're looking how to create content. The reason why I'm making this video right now. So what I'll do is I'll know my talking points. I'll say, okay, let me talk about this as far as content creation. How do you find the idea of what your audience is looking for? So I'll go and do a blog post about how to research keywords, find out what your audience is looking for, certain groups that you can now go to and do a search within those groups to find out what they're looking for. So that may be week one. Then week two, maybe how to put it together, how to structure it, how to, create the blog post from that, how to, put the SEO in place, the backlinks and all those things, that I would need, the tools that I need to set it up with, how to bring other content within it. That way I'm linking out to other content that is helping my audience through maybe another article. Maybe the next week content will be about how to maybe set it up as far as on my, social media, how to schedule it out, how to put it out there and break it down to the point of where now I'm going and I'm looking for my photos. I'm looking for visuals that's going to help my audience really get the idea of what I'm trying to relay within that 4-week article or that 4-week blog post. So it's all about content creation, but the different variations of it. So this way I know for one whole month, this is what my topic is. I'm not thinking, okay, I talked about this week. Now, what am I going to do next week? Because that's exhausting. You'll be all over the place and you'll just get frustrated because you are in a place of where you're just saying, wow, I got to keep creating. No, sit down and write your content out that's going to be scheduled out for a month. Whether you want to do it in a podcast, whether you want to do it in a video, whether you want to do it in a blog, or whether you want to do it as like a PDF or however you want to formulate that. And then what I would do, once I know what I'm talking about, then I can go and create my social media posts, because now I know exactly the key points that I want to highlight within my posts. So I'll go through my content each week and I'll pick out different posts or different key things that I want my audience to basically know, or things I want to highlight. So I'll use those as posts. I'll use those as what I would say, quotes. So this way I'm not sitting here wondering, what am I going to do for the next week? I've got that covered for 4 weeks. So I hope that this gives you some type of help. I hope it helps you to now be able to go and sit down and plan out your content over a month, or if you want to do it 2 months, it's up to you. But I want you to get that type of formula in your head, that let me create content that's going to be over a series of a certain period of time, instead of me thinking every week I got to come up with something new, because that to me is exhausting. So I hope that you like this content. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, and go ahead again and hit that notification bell and leave a comment below. Let me know really where your struggle is with content creation. I hope that I've cleared up some things within this video. But if you have some key questions that you want to ask me, go ahead and ask in the comments below, and I'll come in and I'll answer them for you. So have a great day, and I'll be with you in the next video. Bye-bye.